Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Eleutheria, where we talk about liberty most of the time, but we do also have a lot of fun and talk some nonsense and everything. And I'm just trolling Joe because he said he's only here for the drunk questioner. And well, guess what? Sebastiano's not here. What you going to do now, Joe? You're going to go. Okay, bye. No, I'm kidding, guys. My guest is here. There he is. Everybody, welcome the
Hello.
Drunk Questioner. The link to his channel is below, also to his Twitter. And I was watching Sebastiano talk to Joe on his channel, geez, it must have been nearly 2 months ago. And I found out that it actually doesn't matter if you guys like or dislike my stream because it's all interaction and it all helps. So you know what? You guys can go and smash that dislike button. And yeah, I'm just not going to care. So there you go. But do you want to tell us your experiences on YouTube, Sebastiano? Because I don't think I caught that whole story.
Okay. My experience on the whole of YouTube is a bit weird because ideally by now I should have been incredibly successful on YouTube, but I guess I didn't do the right moves because I've been posting videos on YouTube since probably 2009. Except that I basically tried pretty much like everything. Like back in the day, I used to be in a band, so I used to be like music videos, and I used to post like music videos. Then didn't work. Then I used to do web series, and I posted web series. So I opened and destroyed so many channels I can't even remember. This one that you put the link is kind of my latest one, so it's the last thing that I'm trying to do. But I'm saying this because I do remember a time when YouTube was really free. When I remember a time before the ads, when it didn't matter. You could have posted pretty much anything. There was no community guideline. There was no actually at that time the dislike button really was important, because if people really dislike your video, then you would do something about it. Now it's just engagement. It doesn't really matter now. Even if you get like 1 million dislike, as long as the community guidelines are okay and YouTube is making money and the ads are running, nobody cares. As long as the engagement goes. And so with this latest channel that I've been running this channel for just about a year, so it's brand new. For the very first time, I'm getting these problems. Some of the videos suddenly lose their monetization for reasons that I don't know. And then I ask why, and they either change their mind and give me back the monetization, or they just tell me like, no, we checked it. You cannot put ads in this video. And I'm like, why? Community guidelines. And I'm like, can you be more specific? No, it's community guidelines. We have decided that you can't run ads. And the worst thing that happened recently was that one of my video, which is the most disliked video that I have, it's me talking and complaining about an application, and that video cannot be monetized because I'm using certain words. But this application, I've seen it in an ad. So it's an ad that goes before other YouTube videos. And the ad is using the same words that I'm using. So I don't know what YouTube is trying to do with this, what the rules are. Is it because those people are paying for the ads while I'm not? I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous, because if that ads runs on my video, those same words would be there. But if I say it, I can't monetize.
Yeah, that's really confusing, because when Germ lost his privilege to live stream, he was just told, this video violated community guidelines. We removed it.
When did that happen?
2 weeks ago.
Oh, like he lost the privilege to live stream.
Yes.
That's bigger than, like, for me, it's just to remove the ads. That's kind of like the first step. Like the privilege to live stream, that's a big thing. That's a huge problem according to them. So I didn't know that. All right. So what
Yeah,
happened?
they've removed. So he interviewed the Kifness. Okay. Now,
Mm-hmm.
you know the Kifness, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's nothing edgy about that guy. And I mean, Jerm has had David Icke on his channel. He's interviewed two Satanists. He's done some really edgy interviews. And those videos haven't been removed, but his interview with the Kifness got removed. And YouTube just said, no, it violates community guidelines. And they took away his privilege to live stream. And it looks like that is permanent. He won't be able to live stream from that channel again. And yeah, when he asks like what he actually did wrong so that he makes sure he doesn't do it again because he doesn't want to lose his content, because neither of them recorded that interview either. So now nobody can go back and rewatch it and see like what the hell happened. And they just say community guidelines. So I actually spent a whole
That's
day.
their default move. They're just like, oh, it's the community guidelines, which I mean, you can go and read them. They're ridiculous. They say everything and nothing at the same time. It's amazing.
Yes.
Okay.
If you read them, you will realize that there's actually no point in having a YouTube channel at all, because anything you say could violate community guidelines.
I mean, I understand on the one hand, I understand how it, on their part they came up with this very vague community guidelines. This way they can just kind of cover their asses no matter what. They can just block somebody for any reason and then just say it's the community guidelines. So I see the appeal of having so much power without having to give explanation for it. So I understand, like, as an executive of YouTube, I kind of understand how, hey, if we do this, we don't have to give any explanation whatsoever and we can do whatever we want. But at the same time, how long before us, the creators, are going to be fed up and not following this anymore? That's my question. Like, whether or not they're doing this on purpose or they're doing it just because they're a corporation, it doesn't matter. At some point, how long before we're just not going to take it?
Yeah, but the thing is, how many creators need to leave before YouTube starts feeling it? And will any of the big ones leave and actually be able to make a difference? And whilst you take your part of that question, I'm going to deal with my son. Sorry.
Well, I think it's not a quantity of creator that needs to leave, but it's a quality, as in, like, if some of the big ones altogether decides to move to a different platform, at that point YouTube might be concerned. If some of the big YouTubers that we have right now, all of them, the one that I'm talking, the big one, I'm talking the one that have like over 8 million subscribers. If you think about it, just 4 of them all together, that's you put together the amount of subscribers, and that's a lot of people. So, like,
And
the thing is that, I don't know, some of them are fine because most of them, they do content that is not really problematic, so they will never get in trouble.
I don't know. I have a bit of a problem with some of the stuff Unspeakable is teaching my children to do. But anyway,
I'm not familiar with it. What's Unspeakable?
I'm not really familiar myself because it just irritates the living crap out of me. But I think he's a gamer.
Oh, okay,
And
yeah.
then he vlogs
That's
as
why I don't
well.
know it. That's why I don't know it. I don't. Yeah, I'm not interested in the gaming situation. Unspeakable. But like most of the big ones, for example, the one that do movie reviews, they're fine. Why would they leave YouTube? They have no reason. It was a problem when they couldn't when there was the whole fair use problem, when they couldn't take clips from a movie and review it, but they fixed that. So, like, right now, they don't have an issue with the platform, so they will never leave. The problem comes when I don't know. The problem is for like other channels that suddenly out of nowhere now are controversial, and these are the channels that are getting penalized for no reason. But at the same time, like, where are they gonna go? I still haven't found a proper replacement, honestly.
Do you want to talk about the one you tried that Joe forced you to talk about, or do you not want to talk about that?
I don't know. I don't know what your channel. I don't know your fans. I don't know what people.
Dude, Eleutheria means freedom. I'm a freedom extremist, which means I'm a freedom of speech extremist as well. So anything goes. Like, just don't incite violence. That's all I ask. Because violence
Okay.
infringes on other people's freedoms. So I'm a freedom extremist, but my only caveat is your freedom mustn't infringe on other people's freedoms. That's it.
Yeah, I can talk about it. It's not a. I'm not
Oh, go
ashamed.
for it.
I'm not
Go
ashamed
for
of
it.
anything. It's just that it's like, so I did open I opened a Pornhub page, which I just find out it's called page, not channel.
Yes.
And I started posting videos over there, but they're not the same video that I'm posting on YouTube. I'm doing specific thing that are kind of related to their platform. So like right now, for example, I'm doing basically porn reviews, and honestly, it's doing really well because I'm getting requests, which is something which means there's already a community and there's already a few people that are interested in watching it. And I already talked with the other creators on the platform that I've reached out to, and they replied almost immediately. And I'm actually about to do a collaboration with a guy who does Lego buildups,
Oh, yeah.
and he figured out that there were too many people doing that on YouTube. And because it's
Okay.
Lego, YouTube consider that to be for kids. So
Yeah.
it's very difficult to monetize, and it's very
Mm-hmm.
difficult to say that it's for adults. So he opened a
Mm-hmm.
Pornhub page where he just does Lego build-ups, and he comes up with clever titles, kind of like porn titles. But then when you watch the video, it's a Lego thing. I can't think of one right now. And his page is doing really well because people take it as a joke. Like, people take it and then they watch their video, and he's monetized, and he's making money just by doing that, which I think it's hilarious, and I think it's amazing that he's doing it there because YouTube was oversaturated and because he wouldn't never be able to like monetize it on YouTube. So there are a few creators who are making the move to Pornhub, but I still think you have to remember what Pornhub is for. Like,
Yes.
they don't have any intention to like change their platform. That it's for adults. Yes, you can make fun of things and you can post the videos, but for example, I recently posted a video of me reacting to my own stand-up comedy.
Yes, I
That
watched it.
that would never work on Pornhub.
No.
Like, so I'm enjoying the platform because I feel like I have way more freedom over there, but I still have to put on content that is somewhat related to what the platform is. If
But
they're
at
gonna
least
change it later on, but at least like I'm having way more fun because I don't have to worry about
that's
uh
what matters.
I don't have to worry about like censoring every F word, censoring, like suddenly I just discovered I just discovered that you cannot say Holocaust,
On
like the
YouTube.
Holocaust. Yeah,
Okay.
because it's considered a controversial topic. So I mean, you can say it, but your video might get demonetized.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, that's straight up really, really weird. So like when I post videos on Pornhub, at least I'm having fun. I'm not. I say whatever. I show whatever. I don't have to worry about. And it's not that you do whatever. Like, they're also, for example, they're very strict on violence. If you're gonna incite violence or be too aggressive or post a video that's a bit too violent, they are gonna block it. It's not just anything goes. Because most
Yeah.
people think like, oh, Pornhub is gonna, anything goes, it's terrible. No, they're very strict when it comes to certain specific things. Um,
And you
but
said
yeah,
there was quite a procedure for you to sign up. Like you had to provide proper identification
if
and all
you
of that.
yeah if you want to
Mm.
get if you want to get paid, so if you want to monetize your page, you do need to send them a copy of your ID, like
Okay.
a picture of yourself and a picture of your ID, and they have
Hmm.
to confirm, and then they approve the channel, which I think that's really important. I think that is really important, especially for like maybe not for my content, because my content is just ridiculous, but if the for other creators that show nudity or there is explicit sex, I think it's really important that Pornhub knows exactly their age, and then there's
Mm.
consent. And if
Yes.
something happened, they need to be able to trace them immediately.
Yes.
If they post something, they need to be able to go like, okay, we know exactly where they live. Actually, now that you mention it, it's not just one ID. You have to provide two. It's like you have to provide like a passport and then something else, like I don't know, um, anything else that could have your address, like I don't know, like a water bill or an electric bill, internet bill, like something else. It's like a
Oh,
double
wow.
verification system.
Yeah.
It wasn't difficult to do, but they do ask. One second.
Yeah, which is something YouTube does not ask for.
Yeah, which again, if they're so worried about people posting things that are controversial or violent or whatever, I feel like then they should try to do this. They should force the creator to be accountable.
Mm.
Like, imagine, I mean, if every creator on YouTube has to put their real ID, I'm pretty sure they will be more careful in posting certain content.
Exactly. And I think they'd be a little bit more careful in how they interact on videos and stuff as well.
Oh, in the comments? Yeah.
Yes. Because, I mean, we do know that there are trolls in the comments, and luckily I haven't had to deal with them yet. But it does happen. And I think if people knew that they weren't as anonymous as they feel, they would be a little bit more respectful and, just think twice before they
Before they just
say some of the shit they
just
say.
just insult you for
Yeah.
no reason.
No, look,
But
I don't mind being insulted. If
I love
you
it.
watching my stream and you find me boring, that's cool. You find me boring, that's cool. Laura and I dealt with it on her stream on Friday night. Okay, we're boring you. I'm sorry, why don't you change the channel? I'm not like forcing you to watch this. It's fine. But if you keep on going on at somebody, like, is that really necessary? Like,
Yeah, the one that don't give up. The those are I'm always amazed. I'm like, how much free time do you have?
I
How
don't.
obsessed are you with me also that you can't just
Yeah.
like give up. And they lose their mind when you respond. When you respond in a calm way, that's when they lose their mind. That's when
I've
you
had
when you when you address it.
I've had one hate comment on a video after a live stream, and the person said, "This YouTuber is very boring." And I'm like, "Well, I'm sorry that I was so boring that you felt compelled that you had to leave a comment after watching me to realize just how boring I was. You
I
had
know,
to
right?
leave a comment to let me know that I'm boring."
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's I mean, you should appreciate that. That's like so much going to the trouble of giving you this amazing feedback.
Yeah, I did. I really did appreciate it. I know it comes across as sarcastic, but actually, I appreciate the interaction because he kept on interacting with me in the comments. And I'm like, you know what, just subscribe and come and watch a live stream and see if it's better to watch it live. If not, I'm sure there's plenty of other ones that you'll enjoy much more. And I promote them as well. So, go and have a look and see if you can find them.
But in any case, like, so I do like Pornhub for the freedom of saying and doing pretty much whatever, but at the same time there's so much content that I want to do that makes no sense for me to upload over there. Unless, I mean, if in the future they want to open up a specific part of the sites that it's like YouTube, then maybe. But up until
Mm,
now, I don't see, like, I cannot post. I did a video talking about Facebook. I did a video talking about stand-up comedy. Um, they don't really make sense over there. There was
mm.
no, like, the main reason the main reason why I made the move to Pornhub is because I think you saw that video. I made a video reacting to this British show called Naked Attraction.
Yes, and I ended up going and watching the show on Showmax after that as
Ex-
well. But
exactly. And the thing is that even though I marked that video as adult content, which you can do on YouTube,
yes,
you're still required to censor
mm,
any body part.
mm,
And that it took me forever. It took me forever in the editing room to like censor every single body part, censor every time I I said a swear word. Apparently, I'm also not supposed to drink on camera, which is something I just discovered recently. So yeah, it was such a nightmare.
what?
Then I said like, yeah, you're not supposed to drink on camera, drink alcohol. I mean,
No, I know, I gathered that, but why?
I don't know I don't know, for the same reason why now Netflix puts on their list, on their ratings, they will put something like this movie contains violence, sex, and smoking, which to me it's hilarious. The fact that they have to warn you that you will be seeing some smoking of cigarettes or any other sorts of smoking in this movie. I guess for the same reason, because now smoking is controversial and drinking is controversial. So that was why I immediately thought like, if I post this video on Pornhub, I don't have to do any of the censoring. I don't have to worry about this. And it's
Mm,
nudity, so it's perfect. By the way, there's another video coming soon on me reacting to another.
another TV show.
No, it's the same one. It's just another
Oh,
episode,
okay. Oh,
and
okay.
it's gonna go on YouTube. I went to the trouble to do the censor because I found an episode which I think is really important, and I thought, okay, I have to put it on YouTube, even if maybe it's gonna get in trouble. I don't care, but I think it's a beautiful episode. And
Okay.
so yeah, because the contestant is transgender, and I think it's the way they deal with it. I think it's beautiful for a TV show, because
Okay.
they're not, yeah, because they're doing it so naturally. They're not making a big deal out of it. They're just talking as if, there's nothing to make a big deal about it, and there's nothing wrong with it. And I think it's a beautiful episode. So I decided, okay, I have to try to put it on YouTube. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I'll watch out for that one. You know, I think my favorite video of yours so far is, I don't even know what you were poking fun at. What, I don't know if it was the app that makes you not watch porn or whatever, but the one where you had to come up with so many different euphemisms for masturbating. My channel's not
Oh,
monetized, so I'm just going to say the word.
yes, you can just yes. Yeah, I keep doing those because those are the video I'm getting almost every day. Someone leaves a comment there and they hate me for it, because apparently people love this app. They love this app. They're convinced of this app. I don't know what it is. So I'm gonna keep doing it. And yeah, I remember I was making fun at this guy. So this was another guy talking about the app, and he was
Mhm.
saying how masturbation is a satanic ritual.
Oh yes, yes.
And I couldn't take it. I thought it was one of the funniest thing I ever heard in my life. And so I came up with all the other, because I cannot say masturbation, so I have to come up with all different names for it. And then I said, let's add one more to the list: satanic magic ritual. That's it.
Yeah.
And I'll just put it there. Yeah, it's still, in case whoever's watching right now, whoever's gonna watch the video. So this app is called Covenant Eyes, and it's an app that's supposed to make you quit your addiction to pornography, which we could talk about it for days, whether or not you can be addicted to pornography. I personally don't believe it. Uh, but the best part for me is that even if you are, this app is not going to help you. It literally
Yeah.
does. Is usually when you have an addiction, you have to make a plan,
Mm.
a plan in which you're gonna get rid of it. It might take years. This company doesn't
But
present this plan. They don't
it
present
is.
a way to quit. They just tell you use this app, and we're gonna check when you watch pornography, so that you don't watch it anymore. But they don't present a way to like, one day you're not gonna need the app anymore. They don't say that. They just say like, oh, get this app, which by the way, it's like a Netflix subscription. It's like, I think it's $11 a month. Keep it in your phone and keep it there for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's not a way to deal with an addiction. An addiction is a lifestyle. To deal with an addiction, it's a lifestyle change, and you have to implement that change for the rest of your life. And you have to follow the program every single day for the rest of your life. That's how you get over an addiction.
Yeah.
Just installing an app that might send a screenshot of what you're watching to a friend is not going to cure your addiction. If I'm talking about the same app, I
Yeah,
might be talking wrong here.
no.
I am. Okay.
That's exactly what it does. And everybody, most of the comments that I get almost every day are people saying that I'm not thinking about the kids, to which I'm like, I don't think the app is either, because it's an app that is presented as a way to get rid of an addiction for an adult.
Yes.
So I don't know why people think that I'm not thinking about the kids. It's not about the kids at all. Like, if you don't want, it's not even an app that blocks pornography from a phone.
No, exactly. I mean,
So like, even if you want to use it for your kids, it's not the best app to use, because it's not going to block anything.
I don't get that at all. I don't get
another
people's
comment
reasoning on it.
another comments that I get all the time is that people think that I'm promoting pornography, which is not. It's
No,
not. I don't say. I'm not going in the video going like, hey, everybody should watch. Like, you go and watch porn right now. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying, hey, I think this is a stupid app. I think it's gonna steal money from you. And if you actually have a real addiction, like a real problem that is disrupting your life, this is not the solution. They're gonna keep you in the loop, so you keep paying them. But yeah, that video is like, I don't know, 200 dislikes. I made 3 different videos. They all have a much larger amount of dislikes as compared to the likes, and most of the comments are people just like, some of them, they write essays and they pretend that I'm gonna read them now. They write like pages of comment, and I say like, listen, make a video on your own explaining why you think I'm wrong, and then I'll reply to that. Otherwise, I'm not running a chat room.
And I'll respond to you in a video, and like make it entertaining, make it fun, make me feel like this is actually something worthwhile doing. Yeah. I just want to say to JC, yes, there is a pedophile warning on cuties. Just saying.
Really?
Yes. I've heard. I don't know. I haven't watched it. I don't want to watch it. But there is a pedophile warning on cuties. And I think Germ must be talking to you, Sebastiano, because he never calls me sexy.
Is it me? Am I? You should watch my Pornhub videos then.
You must send me the link. Send me the link, and I'll put it in the video description so people can come and subscribe to you on there as well.
Actually, this might shock you, but you can't.
I can't?
YouTube is not going to allow you to put a Pornhub link.
Oh, damn.
Like, it's not even that they're going to, like, it's kind of funny. You can put it there, and then once the video goes live, the link will be gone.
Really?
Yeah. You cannot put any link to a porn, not just Pornhub, I think any porn sites at all. Well, they do have a problem with putting links to external website in general. But if it's like Facebook, then it's fine. If it's Twitter, then it's fine. Instagram, obviously, it's fine. But like, but if you're trying to, I don't know, send a link, for example, if you want your own website, I think you need permission.
yeah, then you can. I think there's so many boxes you have to tick before you can put your own website or
Yeah.
promote a website in your videos and stuff like that. It's such a pain in the ass. Okay, Joe's correcting me. He's saying that there was no pedophilia warning when he watched it. So, but I've also found, and I'm not saying that this is true for Netflix, but I've found that when there's trigger warnings on TV shows in the US, our broadcasters don't add those trigger warnings here in South Africa. So, yeah, because I've seen a few people complain about an episode of Grey's where there was it involved a woman that was sexually assaulted, and they were like, "I wish they'd put a trigger warning." I was like, "Well,
Is
I
that
watched
your
the pirated version, and there was a trigger warning." So,
is that
sorry.
is that your impression of a snowflake? I wish there was a trigger warning.
Like, I'm trying not to make light of the fact that yes, it was a triggering situation, but
Sorry, I think someone just watched the. I think they're watching the video with a delay, so they're only laughing now.
that's the one that watches you and laughs in the background of your videos.
Yes.
They have a lovely laugh, and it makes me laugh every time I hear it as well. So, just
That's why I
saying.
try. That's why I try to keep it there every time. Every time it's possible. Depends on scheduling.
It does make it very cool. But yeah, yes, I'm not trying to make light of the that it was a triggering situation, and that woman might find that uncomfortable. But like, you know what? Then just don't watch fucking TV. If you need a trigger warning for everything that might come up in a show, especially a show like Grey's Anatomy, like you're not triggered when someone like gets stabbed and ends up in theater because they got stabbed or shot or whatever. Come on, please.
There's so many like a movie. Like if you know that a movie is gonna have a certain. That's why we have ratings. Like if a movie is rated in a, which by the way, I also recently they've changed it again and they're a big joke. But at least you kind of know, hey, if it's rated, you know, if it's rated R, you kind of have to expect anything. You can't just be like, oh, but I want to know exactly why it's rated R. Tell me how many stabs, how many rape, how many
Yeah,
blood, how much blood am I gonna see in this movie? I'm like, if you have to start doing that, we're gonna just destroy creators.
exactly.
If
And
every
is it
creator
rated?
now is like go to like every single shot is gonna become it's gonna become a nightmare. Then then we're not creators anymore. We're just editors.
Yeah,
All of us. That's
exactly.
all we're doing. We just like self-censoring ourselves according to community guidelines, whatever that means. Since we were talking
Yeah,
about YouTube.
yeah. Yeah, it just like, you know, the fact that you have to say no, it's rated R because there's sex, nudity, and violence and language, because of course they all go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, I kind of expect nudity if there's sex.
I mean,
Like,
goes with it usually. I mean, maybe not usually, but you will
yeah,
see a list of nipple or something.
or it's at least implied, you know,
it's
which
yeah.
is sometimes also, you know, too much for people. Just the that it might be implied that people might be nude. Then it's like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Also, since we were talking about YouTube, I don't know. I know that Joe is in the comments. Maybe you can confirm this. I don't know if you receive, but I just received an email that from YouTube that is telling me that they're gonna change. Let me see if I can pull it up. Actually, they're about to change their guidelines again. Basically,
Oh, lovely.
let me try to. I actually have it. I should have it ready. That's on me. What's happening over here? I received it like I think last week. It's not a list of new things. It just says like, hey, we're gonna change the guidelines again. Which I'm like, well, thank you. That really helps.
Well, I should have received that 3 times because I have 3 channels, and normally I receive those emails 3 times and I don't recall it. to be honest.
Okay, so starting September 22nd. So I think it's happening already. What's today? Yeah. So last week.
Mm.
Um, this there are gonna be changes made to the age restricted content. So what that means is that maybe they're gonna decide that your video should be age restricted,
Uh-huh.
even if it wasn't before, because they're changing their rules. So it's gonna become even more complicated. Basically, that's what
Well,
they're saying.
when I've been uploading videos or setting up streams or whatever, I have always, my default setting is it's mature audience content. I mean, I think if a kid had to stumble across this, they'd be bored out of their minds anyway. Like, who wants to watch two adults talking nonsense? Um, they'd rather watch Unspeakable pull pranks. Um, and then, but I do make sure that it also says above 18.
Oh, so you specifically mark it as above
Mm.
18.
Mm.
Okay. So this is what I think. I just read it really quickly, the email, just to make sure. What I think that they're saying is that maybe they are now gonna decide if some video should be above 18, even though you didn't mark it as above 18. Now, this could be a good thing, or it could be a disaster, because this is gonna be an
It's going to be
algorithm
a
again.
disaster. Yeah, it's going to be.
It's not gonna be a person. It's gonna be an algorithm who's gonna
Mm,
decide now which videos should be over 18.
mm.
And honestly, even if it's a person, again, it's not going to be a creator. It's going to be, I don't know, an intern that works at Google. I don't know who does this. It's going to be someone who doesn't even look at the video. It probably has data or how many time you said the word sex, and suddenly, boom, it's over 18.
Yeah. No,
Sex,
it's
another word you cannot say.
yes. You can't say sex. You can't say penis. You can't say vagina.
You
So
know
now
what's
we
that
have
upset, that
yeah.
upsets me. That upsets me a lot, because
It does.
one of my favorite YouTube channel, and I recommend it to everybody who's listening now. Um, One of my favorite YouTube channel is called Sexplanation,
Mm,
and it's run by this lady, and she's awesome. She's a sexologist, so she's not just somebody. She's someone who studied, and her entire channel is proper sex education, like proper
yeah.
sex education.
Yeah.
And she was doing super well until this year, when YouTube decided that we cannot make sex content anymore. So her entire channel is still there, but it's completely demonetized. So
Yeah.
she's not making any money from that, and she's been doing YouTube for like, I think almost like 10 years.
Mm,
And thankfully she has sponsor at this point, but it makes me really mad, because she's an expert. She's doing something that I think is really important. uh
mm.
she's doing it in a fun way. She's a great creator, and now she's struggling. That was her job, and now she's struggling because YouTube has decided that you cannot say sex anymore. I mean, you
Yeah. It's
can, but we won't pay you.
yeah. It's ridiculous. There's two YouTubers that I watch and with a pinch of salt because they've irritated me throughout this whole COVID thing, but I do still enjoy watching them. And the one is Dr. Mike, and he's
Hmm.
a family medicine
I,
practitioner,
I know exactly who Dr. Mike is. The most
and he can't.
beautiful person in the world.
Oh, he is gorgeous. Even my mom, I let her watch the one video with me, and she's like, "Oh, he's dishy. I wouldn't mind having to go to him." I'm like, okay, move to Jersey, mom. New Jersey, sorry. And he knows that he can't say like penis or vagina or anus or any of those words. And I'm like, so what do you use instead? I mean, you're putting out decent content that actually helps people, but you can't use these words. And then the other one is Mama Dr. Jones. She's a obstetrician gynecologist, and she does great content relating to women's health and stuff like that. And also can't use the word vagina.
How?
She's
And
a
okay,
gynecologist.
since you mentioned the YouTube hypocrisy if it exists. But if it exists, this is a good example, because if you go to the Discovery Channel the Discovery Channel, okay, I just said it out loud. It sounded weird, but that's what it is. They do actually have some videos that are sex related, and
Mm-hmm.
surprise, surprise, there are ads running on those videos. How come? Why is it? Because they're Discovery Channel, so it's another corporation, and corporation, okay. And if you're a creator, then no, like that. See that? Okay, that is a little bit suspicious. I
Mm-hmm.
would love to know. I would love to know why the Discovery Channel page or whatever it's allowed to put that content out and get monetized, while at the same time, someone like this dude that we mentioned, they have to like go to hoops trying not to say the word penis, or even if they're saying things that are correct, even if they say like medical, facts, they cannot, because they're a single creator. That is a little bit weird.
It
I don't know
is.
if I don't want to go into a conspiracy theory rant, but like that's a little bit weird.
Yeah, well, I've watched mommy vloggers for quite a while. I gave up during lockdown because I got sick of their virtue signaling. Um, but there was the whole issue, I think it was 2 years ago that it started, where if your videos featured children, they turned off comments on your channel.
If
Nobody
your
was allowed to
videos,
comment.
yes, I remember this situation as well. It wasn't a problem for me, so I didn't really pay attention. But
Yeah. So what happened to them is, because now obviously the interaction drives traffic, okay, and people also they've built a community and people interact in the comments, and that's how they grow. Not just because there's interaction, so then the algorithm is like, oh, people like this video, it will send more, will recommend it more, so we'll send more traffic to them. But also it a lot of people felt that they'd lost their community because they couldn't interact on the videos. And so there was a rumor that went around, I don't know if it was ever confirmed, that said that the reason why they turned off comments on videos that featured children was because there was some seriously sick pedophiles going and time stamping when a kid was doing a forward roll or whatever, and they found this a turn on.
ew.
Now, I've had those timestamps on my videos as well, and it's not a pedophile. It's some chick that's trying to promote her Pornhub page or something. I don't know, but it's not.
Okay.
Um, but anyway, and now some of the bigger channels, like with over 1 million subscribers or whatever, they got their comments back, while some of the other creators still to this day can't
Don't have
turn on
the
comments.
internal comments.
YouTube has disabled it completely on their channel.
I mean, that one, yeah, that one. I feel like there's nothing to do. The channels that have the channel that passed the million mark, they are definitely treated in a different way. But at the same time, I mean, would you blame YouTube for that? It's. I know there are channels that have passed the million marks and YouTube hate them, but there's nothing they can do about it. Once you have so many subscribers, it's kind of difficult to like shut you down.
Mm.
Like you have to do something really bad for that channel to be taken down. And sometimes even if it is taken down, the creator might get it back because the fan base is so strong. So yeah, in
Yeah.
that case, I mean it's not fair, but also like would you blame YouTube for trusting more someone who has 1 million subscribers versus someone who has like 10,000 subscribers, for example?
Well, the thing is, I think their trust is misplaced, and I think their trust is in what adverts they can sell and how
Oh
many
yeah,
people
it's
are
all it's
watching
all
those
yeah,
ads.
it's all about the money.
Yeah,
This yeah.
it's not
Maybe
about
okay,
whether the
maybe yeah.
creator's better.
Maybe trust wasn't the best word. I guess it's more about um they would give them a second chance, as opposed to like a channel who has only 10,000 subscribers maybe doesn't get a second chance, or doesn't get like to talk about any issue, while a channel who has like 3 million subscribers, it would just go, okay, you know what, we don't like what you're doing, but if you change it slightly, since we're all making money from this, we'll allow you to continue.
Mm.
It's
Yeah,
again, it's
it's
a they're a corporation. They think in money first.
yeah.
And whatever they lost, what was it? Was it last year when they lost, I don't know how many millions because they got sued for the I forgot, it was a I forgot exactly what happened, but it was another problem with kids watching YouTube, and like there was content for kids that was being like used for other purposes, like selling information, or they were targeting kids specifically for certain ads, and then they got sued for that, and YouTube lost like I don't know how many millions of dollars. So since
Mhm.
then they've been careful about pretty much anything. In a way,
Yeah.
making it worse, but they don't care. They just want to cover their assets and make more money.
And that's also hurt a lot of, especially small creators. So I'm talking like under the million subscriber mark, and there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And so there's these women that will go to the dollar store and they'll buy cheap toys, and so that it's a crafting channel, and they'll show you how you can buy these cheap toys and make this beautiful garland or like decorations for Halloween or something like that. So it's actually content that is aimed at adults, because you're an adult woman wanting to decorate your home for Halloween or Christmas or whatever cheaply. But because they feature using toys in their channel, automatically it gets marked as content for kids, and that's it, demonetized.
Yeah. Um, I'm familiar with that.
Mm,
I'm
it's
familiar with that.
horrible.
With the other channel that I don't use anymore. I used to do magic tricks on that channel, and
Mm,
I had a couple of videos where I was interacting with kids, and I just took those videos away. I was like,
yeah.
I don't want to go to any trouble here. I had
Mm,
the parents I had the parents' permission to
mm,
film, but I was like, this is gonna become a nightmare in the near future, and I'm
yeah.
not even doing anything with this channel anymore. So I just completely delete those videos, which is
Mm.
too bad because they were very adorable.
Yeah, I mean, how are you going to, if you, here's an example, okay? You've been running your channel for 10 years. YouTube changes their community guidelines, and so you can't feature content with kids that you don't have the explicit consent of the parents from. And then they find one of your videos that's 10 years old. And it's like, no, but I did have the parents' consent. Obviously, I had their consent. It was 10 years ago. How are you going to prove that consent? So I agree with your decision to just remove the video, rather,
Yeah,
because
because
you
I
can't
couldn't
prove that.
I couldn't well, even if I could prove it, I'm like, it doesn't matter if now they change the rules. That video might get in trouble no matter what. So I'm like, I'm not gonna take this chance. I'm
Yeah,
gonna I'm gonna I'm
no,
gonna leave it at that.
no, it's just not worth it.
But
But
I honestly also don't really know what a solution is. I don't think there's another platform like YouTube at the moment. I
no,
I search for like all the others, and I like that there's so many that now they're claiming this all freedom of speech, but I know for a fact that they have no idea what they're talking about because it's
it's
easy.
freedom of speech so long as it aligns with the current popular narrative.
Yeah, exactly. It's easy.
Mm,
I've seen a lot of this because this is what they're doing now for marketing. They say like, oh, if you really want freedom of speech, start using our platform. But the thing is
mm,
that, yeah, first of all, you're saying it now. Wait until you
mm,
get like a neo-Nazi on your site who's like, hey, you told me it was freedom of speech, and you have to kick him out.
mm.
So it's easy to say, oh, you can do whatever on my platform because you haven't got in trouble yet. Wait until you get into some trouble, and then you also gonna have to put some guidelines.
Well, the
So
thing is, I don't think we have. Maybe there's not very many woke people working at YouTube, which is why a lot of Joe Rogan's content wasn't taken down. But have you seen what Spotify is trying to do? The employees
um,
at Spotify are trying to do to some of Joe Rogan's content.
I know that he's moving to Spotify, and that
He's
was a
moved.
big yeah, that he moved to Spotify, and I know there was a big deal, and I know that he's making so much money because of it, and I found it weird that he's moving his entire podcast to Spotify but the clips of the podcast are still going to go on YouTube. So I would love to know what kind of flipping contract they came up
I
with it,
think
but
it's just
I
for
don't know what
advertising.
I don't know what Spotify is doing with Joe Rogan at all. Like I haven't checked him since he made the move, so I don't know what's happening.
There are employees at Spotify that want some of his interviews removed because they work. He did an interview with Abigail Schreier that wrote a book about transgenderism and how it is affecting young girls, and basically that it's a teenage craze. And I've read the book, and she researched it really, really well. It's not anti-transgenderism. It is not that at all. It is. She presents facts and everything, and she obviously went on a book tour and went on dozens and dozens of podcasts and is still doing it to promote her book. And they want that interview removed. That's one of the interviews that they want removed because they say she's a transphobe.
Oh, the transphobic.
Yes.
Oh my god. But like, I mean, most of the like, first of all, that's kind of what Joe Rogan does. He gives a spot to pretty much anybody, whether left, right, center,
Yeah, he just likes
religious. It is like he gives a spot to anybody, or at least not anybody. He gives a spot to people that do have some sort of like knowledge of what they're talking about most of the time. Then you can, well, actually almost all of the time. Then obviously you can disagree with them. Obviously you can watch the video and disagree with them, but like, so it's amazing to me that now even Spotify wants to remove those because it's probably some sort of company, I don't know, position. It's a company political position that they have, and they don't want to risk it. It's all about all these companies. It's the same with YouTube also. They don't want to risk losing, I don't know, losing a certain type of audience that they think they have, or they don't want to risk like being labeled. Like maybe that interview maybe could be confused for like transphobic propaganda. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't
Mm.
watched it. Maybe. And they don't want to take the risk that now people are going to call Spotify a transphobic company. So they'd rather remove it instead of like.
I think they're holding their ground because of how much money they've paid for him. But yeah, the employees, there's certain employees that have threatened to strike. In fact, I think they should be striking today if certain of his stuff doesn't get removed.
I have no idea this was happening. This is fascinating. I'm thinking of Joe Rogan now. He's probably thinking like, "Oh my God, what have I done?"
Well,
he's probably thinking, "What have I done? I just sold my soul to the devil." Or I don't know.
yeah.
He's making so much money. He probably doesn't care.
Yeah, I don't think he will. You know what? He'll just be like, "Oh, fine, whatever. I'll just carry on doing it on YouTube." Or he'll, like, I really don't think he cares. I think he's at that point where he's uncancelable.
Yeah, it's not that. I mean, again, I don't know what kind of contract is he signed, but I'm pretty sure that those clips from that podcast are still going to be available on YouTube. Oh, I see a comment. What's happening here?
A joking atheist says, complaining about YouTube and Spotify, people must remember these are private entities that are fully within their rights to set up their own community guidelines. I'm not disputing that at all. I'm not disputing
I
that
agree,
at
actually.
all. Yeah,
I agree with
we
that.
both agree with it. What we don't agree with is the fact that the community guidelines are as clear as freaking shitty water. Because and they keep changing as well, because first you were allowed to swear, now you're not allowed to swear. First you were allowed to talk about sex, now you're not allowed to talk about sex. First you were allowed to use the correct anatomical names for body parts, now you're not allowed to mention them. you know, it's the fact that it is what was okay, then all of a sudden isn't okay, and you can't make money using on YouTube if you do certain things and if you do this wrong or whatever. But we're not going to tell you what you did wrong, and you know, you might do something so grievously wrong that everything that you've uploaded gets deleted, and then what? It's gone.
Yeah.
You can't even
Hey,
download it and go and put it on another platform. I'm not disputing that it's a private company and they can make up their own rules, but be clear with your rules. That's all we're asking for. And make
well,
them
it's
simple.
a private company, yes, but they also do provide a service. So
Yes.
it's not the
And
same. It's not like my house, you know. I can kick somebody out from my house for
mm,
any reason at all, even if I'm kicking somebody out because whatever, I'm racist. You know, you can't really. It's my house. I can do whatever. They do provide a service, so there should be a little bit more uh, clarity. Just because this way for example, this way they could just remove a channel because they're racist, and we would never know because they would say, "Oh no, we removed it because community guidelines." I'm like, yeah,
mm.
maybe though you want to give us a little bit more information, because otherwise it might look like you're doing it for another reason. Like, or maybe you do have a good reason, and we are thinking something complete. Like right now, we're thinking that they're being hypocrites. Maybe they're not. Maybe they actually have a really good reason
But
that
they're
they don't
not
want to tell
telling
us.
us what it is.
Yeah. So, like for
Like,
example, imagine if you have a shop. Ideally, you can refuse service to anybody, which is
mm,
actually a lie, because actually no, you can't. Um, you have to give a reason, and the reason has to be proper. Like for example, if you're a restaurant, you can't say to a fat person, "No, you're fat. We're not gonna let you inside this restaurant." Like that's gonna become a lawsuit. And I feel
yes.
like with YouTube is the same problem. Like, yes, you can make all the rules that you want, but like you're still providing a service, so you still have to follow the laws that we have.
Mm.
So you cannot discriminate, or you cannot discriminate based on anything, politics, religion, any other thing. So like, give
Yeah.
us make the rules, make sure that the rules are not discriminating, and then give us the rules. Like if you like, for example, sex is fine. If you want to get rid of sex, anything that has to do with sex, the word sex itself, that's fine. Make it a rule, but keep it consistent. Then don't give Discovery Channel the chance to use the word and other people the chance not to do it. Don't give the ads that you're playing on your platform the chance to use those words, because those are ads and they're paying you, but the creator's not.
Yes.
Like, yes, you can make your own rules, but like keep it consistent. Tell us what those rules are exactly, and try not to discriminate if it's possible.
Exactly. That's all we ask for. Tell us what we do wrong. When you remove a video, don't just say, oh, it violates community guidelines. Tell us what we did wrong so that we don't do it again. Because 3 strikes, you're out. You lose your entire channel.
Yeah, also
Everything
that
that's
one.
on there, you have no backup of it.
That one is, yeah. That one is a That's a tough one too, especially because someone else could strike your channel. Well, someone else could say like, could report your channel, and maybe a machine will like agree with the report, and then suddenly you have one strike, and you're like, oh my god, what did I do?
Exactly.
Well, yeah.
So
So
yeah,
I guess the only thing that I can say right now is just when I do something wrong, tell me exactly what it is, and if it's something that doesn't break any law outside of the platform, like any law that we have, in whatever state or government. So if it's just like an arbitrary rule that you decide, it's fine. I'll take it. I'll be like, okay, it's your company. You don't want people to talk about porn. Fine. I'm not gonna talk about porn. But then if I see another ad for that stupid application,
exactly.
then I'll lose my shit.
Guys, you have to watch that video. Joe, if you're still watching, can you please find a link to that video? Otherwise, I'll look for it now. I'm sorry, Sebastiano. I have a very demanding audience.
Okay.
And Uncle Paul wants to know why I haven't said hello to him yet, because he's been watching for 10 minutes and I haven't acknowledged his comments.
Sorry, Uncle Paul. I didn't know this was a thing.
No, it usually isn't when I have a guest, especially when we're like very wrapped up in a conversation. But I don't want to offend him because he might ban me from my own channel.
All right.
Because he's a very scary man. I'm very scared of him. And he hasn't emailed me about his availability for doing a show with Count von Tottenkopf. It's the one about the application that'll stop you from watching porn.
Yeah, it's called Covenant Eyes.
So
actually, there's like 3 different videos, but they're all of them are linked to each other. So
I might not have watched all of them. I must actually go back and check. Let me see if I can beat Joe to finding it. Just let me punt this. This is Germ Warfare's new channel coming in the live chat, guys. Please go give him a subscribe if you haven't done so already. Although I see he's already on over 1,000 subscribers. So, yeah. But you don't want to miss that because he's live streaming from his new channel at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. So, yeah, that's his workaround for now. He was using Vimeo as well, which shame he had to pay for to do it.
really? Oh yeah, Vimeo. At some point that looked like it was the best option.
Yeah,
but the best. Yeah, it looked like at some point it was going to be the best alternative to YouTube. But like, I don't know. I've seen Vimeo for a long time, and I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
And you have to pay to be able to live stream. So it's like, well, I can't afford that. So
that one, yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Has Joe beat me to it yet? No, not yet. Oh, Paul's telling me that he's only loyal to my channel, so he's not going to subscribe to Germ.
That's fine. Oh, that is fine. I'm also trying to get you the link so you don't have to. So you and Joe don't have to race. But like, because you mentioned a specific one, so I'm trying to find that one because actually that one was really funny. Now that.
Oh, what about sexual sins equals poverty?
Oh no, that's another. Yeah, that's a.
I know, but I just love the title.
That's another problem that I have with YouTube. But
there we go. I found part 2.
Oh, okay. That's fine if you guys. I don't have to do it. I am slowly becoming like. I wasn't trying to do it, but I am putting like a lot of I guess content that could be considered atheist content on the channel. It's not really by choice. It's more about the fact that YouTube for some reason has been suggesting me a lot of videos from I don't know, I want to call it, because they're not religious people, they're extreme religious people, because there's a difference.
Yeah.
And they post, and there are all this video where they I don't know, I just react to it because they talk a lot about, for example, they talk about sex, but like the way they talk about sex is just like, it's just too much for me not to react. So like, and then when it comes out, it looks like it's like atheist content because I'm just like debunking this like religious people, but it's not. That's not exactly what I'm doing. I'm just reacting to what I think is nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
What I think is nonsense in general. It's nothing to do whether or not they're religious. I mean, I guess some of the idea could come from a religious background, but that's not the point. The point is that, because you mentioned that video, the point is that video, this guy is comparing having sex before marriage to a car accident, and I think that's hilarious. So I was like, I gotta react to this. And I blame YouTube because for some reason I opened my own page and that's what they're showing me. They're showing me this like, some of these videos are from 10 years ago. I'm like, why is YouTube trying to push this content? Like, what is the algorithm doing?
Yeah, I also find that a bit strange sometimes. Like you'll notice people will be like, I don't know why, but my video that I put up like 3 years ago is suddenly going viral now. And you're
Yeah,
like,
what's
okay.
up? Are you also having the same? Is this happening to you too? Like I mean, I open YouTube and I see a video. I'm like, oh, this looks interesting. Where did this came out? And then it says 10 years ago, and I'm like, why? Why is it on the main page now? I'm like, maybe it's a good video. I give you that, but like, why are you trying to push content from 10 years ago instead of
Yeah.
the new stuff?
Yeah, I don't. I've become very aware of what the algorithm is trying to do to me, how it's trying to change my behavior. So I only go onto YouTube and I go straight to my notifications. If a notification is missing and I know it's someone that uploads, like Ramon, he'll upload morning shots at exactly 7 a.m. every day. That's it, every weekday. And I miss the notification, I'll be like, okay, I'll go find it, type of thing. Yeah, I tend to try and avoid the suggested content, because then I know I'm going to fall down a rabbit hole. I'm going to turn around and it's going to be midnight and I haven't done anything the whole day. So yeah, I don't let it trick me.
Oh my God! Do you look at a trending page sometimes?
Hardly ever. Hardly ever. The most
It's
I'll ever watch is, when they feature short videos or stories. That's the most I'll
the
watch.
trending page. It's, I don't know. It's ridiculous. It's really, most of the time it's just music videos from famous people.
Should we share it?
What are we sharing?
Should we share the trending page? Let's see what's trending for me.
Like was trending right now?
Yeah,
I've no idea.
I'll
Okay, hold
share
on.
it quickly.
It's gonna be, well, it depends also, because like I guess it's set to South Africa right now. Yeah, so it's gonna have, yeah, obviously the first one is like some South African content. At least it's that. At least they're doing that, because it could easily be just like a music video from, I don't know, some rapper. There it
Oh,
is. Actually, the
football
third one.
highlight.
The third one is Travis Scott. Shocking. I literally just said it. It's gonna be some music video from an American rapper. There it is.
There we go.
Justin
And there's
Bieber is
Justin
number 5.
Bieber.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And I
Like
mean, I don't
as a small
even watch
creator,
football. Why is this being suggested to me? Why is this trending? No.
as a small creator, you go on the trending page and you just get depressed.
Yeah.
You're just like, I'm never gonna make it.
Yeah, like you end up like, yeah, okay. I don't make that type of content. I'm never gonna trend.
Sometimes some of the, well, they're not small creators, but at least they're not companies. So sometimes there will be someone like Film Theory, or what's the other big one right now? Corridor Crew. They're getting big right now. Sometimes you will get maybe what's the guy that does all the crazy, Mark Rubber, the guy that does all the crazy science videos.
Mm-hmm.
I think recently he made one where he has a squirrel going to like an obstacle course in his backyard. That video went viral, and that one wasn't related. So sometimes there are other things besides sports or music videos. But again, we're talking also creators that have like millions of subscribers. Like, so yeah,
Yeah.
as a small creator, what you want to do is that don't look at the trending page.
No, I don't. I don't. You know what I do? This has got to be fun. I still have it. It's still up, but I'm not adding content to it. I had another channel, and it was like I wanted to do content about living a slower life and how I DIY stuff and things like that. And you know what? I realized that if I'm going to start living my life for the camera that's in my hand versus actually just living my life, I was like, no, that's not what I want to do.
Yeah, my
That's
other
not
my
what
other channel is, my other channel has a lot of vlogs, because I was traveling at the time a lot, so I thought it would be a waste not to do it. But then I also realized that I was constantly thinking of grabbing the camera
Yeah.
and pointed at things instead of like appreciating. where I
Yeah,
was.
exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
the channel is still there. If when we're gonna finally be able to travel again, maybe I'll post another video, but
Yeah.
only if I really feel like it. And yeah, those are the only two channels that are going on right now. And my old channels, they're all blocked or deleted. I don't follow them anymore.
Paul says I should twerk whilst I do my ASMR. So about a month ago, I did a stream on ASMR to educate my audience on what ASMR is. So I thought this is going to go viral. I thought, no, it's going to be very popular and it's going to be found and everything. No, 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 no. That's not how it works when you're a small creator. Okay, you can think that you're like climbing onto a trend and you're gonna like make it big now because this is a trend. No, it doesn't work like that when you're small. That I put a lot of my viewers off. They begged me to not do that again. It was they hated it. Okay, because it wasn't what they were expecting from me. It's not why they came and subscribed to me. Okay, fair enough. I understand that. And after that, did I get random views? No, no. The only video that got random views that got me the hate comment was when I titled it "Granny pulls a gun on EFF."
Oh, okay. And you got to the hate. Was it? Were you reacting to the story?
Mm, yeah, I
Uh,
shared the story. I shared the short video on that I found on Twitter, and I was like, well, she was well within her rights. And yeah.
yeah, I tried to do the same thing a few times where I tried to trick the YouTube algorithm and it didn't work at all. Like one time I went to the trending page and I found a video. It was like I think it was well, it was the trending page in the US, so not here. So I did a little bit of changing the using a VPN to change the.
Yes, yeah.
So I put it in the US. I went on the US trending page, and there was a video called "Why I Don't Like Reading." So
Mm,
I made the same day, as quick as I could. I made a reaction video to that video
mm-hmm,
with the same tags, with the same title, with
mm-hmm.
just with the word reaction added to it, and I posted as quickly as possible. And yeah, it didn't work.
No,
Didn't work at
it
all.
doesn't. No.
It didn't. It's a funny video, so I don't regret it. It's still there,
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't work whatsoever.
Yeah. So yeah, you've got to. I found that having a camera in my hand and thinking of things to constantly do, to put up and stuff like that, it was just too much. And I had questions about putting my kids on the internet, and I've since decided no, it's not happening at all. Um, so yeah, I just that wasn't the type of content that made me happy to make. Doing this, sitting down for an hour, a little bit over an hour every day, talking to people about stuff that matters to me, that I enjoy doing. And I expand my knowledge at the same time as well, which is fun. So, and
That's
hopefully that
awesome.
of my audience.
That is
Otherwise,
awesome. I actually, that's which is a big problem for me. I actually still don't know what it is exactly that I enjoy making. So I'm still, I'm still struggling with that. I've done so many different, I guess, so many different things in the realm of like entertainment that I'm still trying to figure out exactly which one is gonna be the final one, or maybe none of them. Maybe I'll just keep bouncing back and forwards between things.
I think so long as you're happy in the moment, that's all that matters.
Yes, it's a good way, and it's a good way to see it
Mm.
because I'm always like changing or like trying different route and like this channel, for example, it's only 1 year old, and I'm already thinking like maybe next year I'll do something else. I'm already thinking like to leave this one and move to like a different one. Although if YouTube is like this, I'm definitely not gonna open a new channel. I'm not gonna go to that trouble again.
You'll do it on Pornhub rather.
Yeah, I'd rather at least it's a different platform and I can explore. But like I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Just right now, just thinking about the fact to like reopen another Gmail account, come up with all the description, come up with the name, and then the logo, and then you put the the banner,
Mhm.
and then
It's a lot of work.
I'll be honest, like in the beginning, I paid for to push my video.
Mm.
Like in the beginning, I did a little bit of promotion with like using Google Ads, Google AdWords. I put some money to like push the content out because I was aware that like there's not a chance, not a
Yeah.
chance. If you're starting right now, it's way too oversaturated. You're gonna need a little bit of a push. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely, I'm not opening a new channel. If anything, I'll change this one.
Yeah. That's
I'll,
probably
I'll,
going to be the easiest.
I'll slowly change the type of content if I feel like there's
Yeah, you can.
something new and
Mm.
creative that I want to try. But for now, yeah, I'm posting way less. That's the only difference.
Mm.
When I started this new channel, I was posting almost like 3 times a week. Um, Now it's like one a week, if I feel like it.
Mm.
I'm posting like
I,
a little bit
I
less.
must say, I'm missing like my weekly or twice weekly laughs from you. So I'd like you to make more.
Okay. I'm gonna try. Well, like I said to Joe, and I'm gonna tell you, I envy you guys a little bit because you have the power to do this thing like live. I really feel like I need to be able to edit it. Like some of the funny stuff I do is because I'm good at editing, and I can add things and I can remove things.
Dude, I only do this because I can't edit, not for shit. Okay.
So you just go live because you
Yeah.
can edit.
So this is just far easier. Like if I had to create videos and put it all together and make it look semi nice, like trust me, it's like semi nice, not even, no, it's not, it's cuck. Okay. And upload it. That takes me like a whole day. I don't have that sort of time. I don't.
See, editing, okay, yeah, that's the problem. Editing takes a long time. I once
Yes.
I once tried to upload daily, but like not live, like edit content.
Mm,
Oh, I didn't. I last a month, and then I couldn't.
it's grueling.
And then yeah, no, if you have to, and I edit really quickly. I'm really fast at editing because I've been doing it for a long time, and yet I cannot post daily.
No.
It
Oh,
it
I'm
would.
I'm just useless. I'm a boomer when it comes to technology. Put a camera in front of me, put a microphone, and I can talk cuck until the cows come home. But yeah, to edit and make it all look pretty and put nice music overlays and all of that, no. It'll take me to put out something that looks as good as your videos, it'll take me a year.
Oh no, come on, that's not. They don't look that good.
No, they do. They really do.
They don't look that good. I have videos that look good. I can send you a link to those, and you'll be like, okay,
Okay. We
that's
can
that.
argue about this off air because I know everybody's like dropping off because they want to go watch Ramon. So
Oh, okay. That's also, yeah. I think it's been over an hour, so yeah, I
it
understand.
has. It's been
I
an hour and
understand.
20 minutes, but it's been an awesome conversation. And I think I need to have you back if you're up for it.
This, yeah, I'm fine. As apparently, the only problem is when I do my own. I don't want to do my own live, but if I'm a guest to someone else, I'm up for it.
There we go. Well, we'll edge you into it. We'll edge you into doing live streams.
I
We'll
will.
get you
I honestly, I've been planning to do one for a while. I just like I don't know. I guess I find excuses every time. I go like, okay, no, it's gonna be next week. Oh, it's gonna be next month, and then I just don't do it.
We'll get you there. We'll get you there. Joe and I will just nudge you all the time.
Well,
But
you'll put. But that was okay. This was cool. Yeah, I'll definitely whenever you want. I'm available. I'll do it again. And since you
cool.
ask, I'm gonna try to post more. I have one video for this week which is ready. It's gonna be another reaction to Naked Attraction. It's fun.
Cool.
And then I'll probably, and Joe knows about this. I'll probably gonna do a video. I'm gonna make a shorter video of a discussion I had on his channel, the pro life and pro choice. I just want to
Hmm.
add a few things that I feel like I should have said and I didn't. But it's gonna
Hmm.
be it's gonna be like probably 5-10 minutes video to which I look at the clip and then I go like, okay, here's what I should have said, but I didn't.
Okay.
And then
Cool.
everybody can debunk me if they
As they
can.
will. They can try.
Take
But
your
anyway,
time.
to everybody in the chat, Sebastiano, don't go anywhere. I just want to sign off. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your comments. I did see them streaming in. I'm sorry I couldn't address all of them. As you could tell, it was a really good conversation that we had today. So yeah, if you liked it, let me know by smashing the like button. And I'll see you guys tomorrow again. Bye-bye. Don't wear a mask if you don't have to.